Yo. I know it's been a while. I promised that story time like 2 weeks, maybe a month. We're gonna say a month ago. But I wasn't able to post it, man. I had a lot of shit going on. I just moved into this new apartment, so yeah, I had a pack, had a lot of shit going on, bro. But we back. Got the setup and shit ready, so I know y'all ready for the story time part 2, like I promised, but we about to get that shit done right here, right now. You know what I mean? So, oh man, let me get my thoughts together, man, before I say some dumb shit. Okay, so now back to when my grandma told me to come back to the lawyers, right? That's where we left off. So when I did that, he said the 2 bands would cover it, and I was like, okay. That was just his services though, so I was just like, okay, cool. So then a week goes by, and he gives me the number to the when you have to do community service, you have to call, like, I forgot what the fuck it's called, but you gotta call somebody at the courthouse. And the person I had was a fucking bitch. She was just a fucking bitch, bro. I hate to say that word, but hey, if I call you and I've never been in a situation, I don't need you to act like a fucking dickhead. Cause I will act like a fucking dickhead, but let me not get sidetracked. So I was doing that, to reporting my hours to her and shit like that, as I was working at the community center and shit. So as that was going on, after that week, actually, I'm thinking the 2K is gonna pay for, like, get the whole thing. It's gonna be done with. He hits me. He's like, "Yo, I need another 2 bands." I'm like, "Yo, for what? Like, you said you can get me out of this in 2 bands." He's like, "I know," but he was like, "It'll make it look good if you do this community service and you pay Walmart back." I won't really tripping, cause, like, being honest, I stole their money, so I can't trip about it. But it was just more like, why would you even say like, why didn't you just say that from the jump? So call my grandma again. Told her what was going on, the process and all that. She looked at it again. Mind you, this is $4,000 she gave me to get me out of a situation that I put myself in. I had no business doing what I did, and I felt terrible, man. But she did it. So I always love my grandma, but that was just like, man, I'm talking about, like, somebody been talking to if she called me and she said somebody talking to her wrong, I'm pulling up. Like, it's crazy. Like, I can't tolerate disrespect, man. Not towards that lady. She's the real MVP, man. So after the 4 bands, then we had a court date coming up. It's like a whole process for a court thing, for those that don't know. So once that happened, the first one, the lawyer was like, "You don't have to show up." He was like, "He'll take care of it." But in my head, I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna show up. Like, I need to know everything that's going down, how you're representing me, or what." So that's how that happened. So I went there before we got into because there's a bunch of cases in the courtroom. It's not just you in one courtroom. It's multiple people. So as they were going, we went outside. He was like, "Yeah, this is the max you could serve. This is the minimum. This is what you could do. This, that." He's pretty much giving me the rundown what could happen in, like, different ways. So he was like, "If none of this works, the max you can possibly do is 3 years. 3 years in jail." And when he said, I'm like, "Oh my God, what the fuck did I just do? I got this shitty ass lawyer. I fucked up my damn self." Like, when he told me that, at that point, I was just thinking, like, life over, bro. I don't got a chance. This is it. Like, I was looking at, honestly, when he told me that, I thought of all the Beyond Scared Straight TV shows, all the prison food cooking and shit like that. I was thinking, when he said that, all that ran through my mind. So And that's how that happened. And after that happened, it was like he was saying like he's like you could get off of this because it's your first time getting in trouble and stuff like that. But the person I always think the worst, no matter what the situation is. Like we could literally be in a gas station and say we get some candy. If the candy's $1, and like I don't know, I would just like feel like, damn, well they don't got that candy. Damn, what if we're short to like 25 cents or shit like that. But that's just me. So I wasn't even thinking about the good. I was just thinking about the bad because the mindset I was in, all the bullshit I've been through when all this happened. Like good was not an option for me at this point. Basically, anything good was just not like it was unreal. So that was that. So as it's time for my case number to come up for the in court, I'm shaking, thinking like, oh my god, this could be it. This might be the day. So my lawyer's talking. He said pretty much like, hey, this is first time. He paid back the money that he stole. He's doing community service, and like pretty much making it seem like just a dumb fucking decision that he's making up for. And the court, I'm not gonna lie. Hear me out before I say this. I think I got off, man. I mean, it was a black dude, older black guy, and like I think like not saying because he's black and I'm black, so don't think that. I'm saying it because the people that were in there, like I was the only one that had respect, like well trained, home manners and stuff like that. Because the rest of them, like when he was telling them this stuff, they were rolling their eyes, half asleep, not properly dressed, like pretty much like they were ready to accept fate. And I was the only one that said yes sir to him the whole time. He was pretty much like, okay man, I see you fucked up. I respect what you're trying to do, make it right. So I'm gonna let you go. And I was like, and he was like, I'm gonna let you go, but he was like, however, I do want to tell you the max you could do just in case. He said like 3 years and stuff. So I was like, okay. So my heart it didn't drop. It was just more like a deep breath, like weight off my shoulders. Like thank God it's finally over. So once that happened, after that, I had to keep doing more community service. I had to do 75 hours community service. If I didn't say that already. So doing that 75 hours of community service, while also calling that bitch ass lady. I'm sorry, but she was a bitch. I the more I'm talking about this story, the more it just pisses me off. Like how much of a bitch she was. So, anyway, after I finished the community service, this is the last court date. Like this is gonna be the final decision. Like even if I did this, I still had a chance to go to jail for 3 years. Or I could have been done right, or I could be done right then and there. So when it happened, I was just scared, man. I'm just like the whole time thinking like, what if I did all this for nothing? Put all these people's money, time, pain, I wasted all everybody's time, my time. So we get there, and he was just like, look, he's like, he was pretty much saying, I want to say, you know you did wrong. And he was like, you have a bright future ahead of you, young man. Don't mess it up being stupid. Make a living for yourself, a proper living, and stuff like that. And I was just like, yes sir. He was like, I'm gonna let you go. But he was like, the felony would drop down to a misdemeanor. And I was like, okay. And he was like, the misdemeanor would drop in like a couple years. It wasn't even years, it was literally months. Like it was gone within months. So I was thankful for that. So once that was gone, I was talking to my lawyer, which is, you know what's really crazy? I paid for this lawyer for $2,000, right? Why did his assistant represent me on the last fucking court date? Like the last one. He wasn't even the one that represented me. But that's just for another time, bro. So she's just like, yeah, congrats, we'll take care of it. So she got she removed the mugshot, and she also, she got it off my record. Like, you could pay for it. Like, it was a misdemeanor, it would take longer. So, like, what the judge was saying, it'll drop to a misdemeanor within years. But she was like, you pay this amount, it'll be gone in like a couple months or a year. So that's my bad for not making that clear. But that's what happened with that. So got dropped down to a misdemeanor. It was gone after like 6 months. And after that, after it was all over, because I still had it on my record, it was hard to get a job, because a job still could see like what you did. It'll be a misdemeanor, but they can still see what you did. So it's kind of like, I can't be mad at a job for not wanting to hire somebody that stole from another job. So like, it's like a trust thing. And so it was just like, nah. So mind you, I'm free. I'm happy I'm free, right? But life was fucking terrible, mentally, physically, everything about life. It damn sure felt like I was in jail, to be honest with you, because it was just like I couldn't do nothing. My car fucked up. My car was fucked up at this time. I was in and out. I was not in and out. Let me rephrase that. I was taking classes at Wake Tech. I was fucking head won't in the game for classes at all. Like, that was like a bad time period, man. Felt like everybody was like judging me, and they had every right to, but it was just like more like, damn, I really like fucked up. So that's why it was just more like, had to like imagine, bro, like imagine being like 18, not in college, not doing anything, can't get a job. Not that you don't want a job, but you can't get a job for 8 months. But one day, I found this job application for Walgreens. And mind you, it was still a misdemeanor. Actually, it was supposed to, when I paid, it was actually supposed to come off completely a week before, but I applied to Walgreens. And they hired me just the way I was. And I was like, when they did the background check, like every job I did, when they did the background check, they just denied me every time. So when they said they did when they did it, and they said you're good, I was just like relieved. Like, I have a job. Granted, it's not like the best paying job in the world now. It's only like 10 at night, but I mean, schedule was lit, but it wasn't the best paying job. But a job is better than no job, so I couldn't complain. So I took it, I ran with it. I tried my best not to fuck it up. Got my car with that job. And after that, man, I try to tell people, man, if you fuck up, man, don't let your past haunt you, man. It's not worth it. Because if you let your past haunt you, it's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. And it's going to follow you. So that's all. That's really the story, man. Like, that's the lesson I got out of it. It's always, you never ever let your mistakes haunt you for the rest of your life. The failure you make, it's a life lesson. It's always going to be a lesson. Any failure, any rejection, it's always going to be a lesson. And then all you can do, are you going to let it eat you alive, or are you going to grow from it? So that's all I had to say about this, man. Appreciate y'all for the story part 2. We're going to do some more stories in the future. Like and subscribe for the video. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.